What's up? What's up? What's up? All my one sexy wives. It is masterclass time. Yes, it's masterclass time. And I am so excited to hold my first wife masterclass inside of this group. As you guys know, this group was formed in January for my One Sexy Wife virtual conference. And I have been so blessed that you guys have stayed in the group and the group is growing. And so I wanted to come and do Wife Masterclass for the first time on Facebook. Normally I hold Wife Masterclass in a different platform, but this time I wanted to honor you guys by saying thank you so much for being a part of this group. It's growing. I'm growing along with it because it was literally just formed for the conference that I held in January. But God would have it is that, he said Wife Masterclass and you guys wanted this group to be formed. It's a closed group. So I am super excited to bring my very first Wife Masterclass to you guys. Wife Masterclass has been going on for the last 4 years, and I have literally been able to pour into wives all over the world, and I thank you guys for allowing me to do that. And thank you so much for joining me tonight on Wife Masterclass. If you know of some other wives that are in this group and are not on here, just hit them up and say Wife Masterclass is going down for the very first time here on Facebook, and I'm super excited about it. I have some amazing teachers and speakers that are going to be joining us for the next 4 weeks, say 4 weeks. So this is the first class, and every Thursday up until May the 2nd at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we will be coming to you in Wife Masterclass inside of this group. And so let me just tell you who I have joining us this time in Wife Masterclass. I have the amazing Kiki Ramsey, who's going to be talking to us next week, Thursday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, about the purpose-filled wife. And then the following week, I have Miss Sonia J. Wells, who's going to come to Masterclass and honor us, and she's going to be talking about the spirit-filled wife. And then I'm going to close it out on May the 2nd for the pleasure-filled wife. And God really just laid on my heart that we need to just think about where we are as wives and how we can move forward in everything that he has for us as wives. And so tonight I'm going to talk to you about really moving forward. I want to talk to you about being a forward-thinking wife. And so I'm going to get into Masterclass in a few minutes, but I have some amazing things that I want to talk to you about. The Ultimate Wives Summit. I know you guys have been hearing me say it here and there, but the Ultimate Wives Summit is going to be the biggest gathering of wives in the Washington, D.C. area. And we're going to have some amazing teachers and speakers that are just going to come and pour into you. And so just for you joining me here in my group, I'm offering you guys $30 off the general registration and $100 off the VIP registration. And this offer will end in the very last master class, which will be May the 2nd. So make sure that you're going on thewivessummit.com, and I'll post that in the link in there in a few minutes, but thewivessummit.com, and registering, because again, once we hit a capacity, you will not be able to register. And that's July the 27th, 2019. It's going to be absolutely bananas. It really is. And thank you so much for joining me here in Masterclass. And so tonight, again, I just want to tell you guys thank you for being a part of this closed group. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I'm really working on making sure that we deliver what we're supposed to be delivering in this group. So I have my team members working along with me, but I'm going to be doing more lives. I'm going to be doing some more giveaways and stuff like that. So just kind of bear with us as we get our grounding, because remember, this group was just really created for the virtual summit. You guys wanted it to hang in there, and so we're going to make sure that it's one of the best groups that you come to for just being able to be a wife. Let your hair down, get involved, make your posts, anything that you need. We want to be a resource for you guys. So I thank you so much for joining us. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me here in Wife Masterclass. And I have never held Wife Masterclass on Facebook, so I was a little nervous, but again, I'm going to get through it. And I thank you guys so much for being a part of my first masterclass here on Facebook. I usually hold it on another platform, and I usually have wives from around the world that join me in Wife Masterclass. And so I'm just honored to be able to hold it in this closed group with all my wives who love me. And for you guys that don't know who I am Gail Crowder, the founder of Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage, and the owner and founder of this particular group. And I just am grateful to be here tonight. So let's get into masterclass tonight. I really want to talk to you about being a forward-thinking wife. And where I got that from is during my prayer time, I pray about what I'm going to teach when it comes to masterclass, because I take everything that God gives me and I'll put it somewhere, and I'll say, okay God, where do you want me to place this? And when I came up with the classes for masterclass this time, he says, I really want my wives to not be stuck. I want them to move forward. I want them to become forward thinkers when it comes to their marriages, right? So many of us have gotten complacent. So many of us have gotten in a situation where we're thinking about the past hurts and the past failures and past things that have happened in our marriages. And I understand that you will never forget, but God wants us to move forward. And so tonight I'm going to talk to you. This hair is getting on my nerves. I'm going to talk to you about a forward-thinking wife, right? And what does that look like? And I know for myself, I sometimes have become stuck. I have become complacent. I have become where I just think, this is how it is, and this is how it always has to be. And that is not true. And that is not the will that God would have for your life and for your marriage. So let me just dive into it. The very first thing a forward-thinking wife is she is comfortable in her own skin. And sometimes that's very, very hard. But she is comfortable in her own skin. She knows exactly what she brings to the table and what value she brings to her husband, to her family, and to her friends. And sometimes that is so hard, especially when you have lost your way, especially when you feel like you don't contribute, or especially you feel like you have put your career on hold to raise your kids, especially when you're not being appreciated or feel like you're being appreciated in your marriage. All of those things can make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. It also could be that you're dealing with self-esteem issues. You could be going through menopause. You could be gaining weight, losing weight. You could be looking at all the stuff that we're inundated every single day when it comes to social media, and how this person lost weight, and how this person is in shape, and how this person they consider beautiful. All of those things can make you uncomfortable in your own skin. But I'm here to tell you, as a forward-thinking wife, own where you are, right? Do you have the ability to go on diets and lose weight and do all of those things? I say yes, you do, but only do them if it's comfortable and if it's something that you desire for yourself, right? Don't do it. And I understand there's some women who are dealing with men who are like trying to force them to lose weight, or they're not supporting you or whatever. Until you have that internal struggle under control, you can go on every diet that you want. You can do any of those things. You're still going to be stuck, because it has to be the light bulb that makes you want to do it for yourself. And so my very, very first thing is being a forward-thinking wife, that you're comfortable in your own skin and who you are and what you bring to the table, because you are valuable, okay? You are valuable, because without you, your family structure would not be sound. And we have to learn to give ourselves credit, right? We not saying we need to be superwoman, but we need to be able to pat our own selves on our own back, because we as women do so many things in our houses. and outside our houses, right? We could, you know, be up all night with a sick child. We can go to work 8 hours. We can come home and cook dinner. We could go lay it down in the bedroom, and we still don't give ourselves enough credit, right? And so I really want you to be comfortable in your own skin. That's the first thing. The second thing is that a forward-thinking wife, she learns self-love and she learns self-care, right? Because so many of us are running on empty, and you cannot continue to pour from an empty cup, right? And so for me, I have learned to love Gail and how Gail looks in her mirror, right? Am I working on it? Absolutely. Because when I was in my car accident, I put on 40 pounds just from steroid use alone. But, you know, it was like either do the steroids or not be able to walk and function and be able to thrive, or, you know, don't do the steroids, stay 40 pounds lighter and be in pain all the time. So I had to make a choice. Now that I'm, you know, past that, now I'm able to exercise, eat better. And so that's why I'm on my path. And you see, I got on 2 watches. I know that looks crazy, but I'm trying out this thing that I've been having forever in my you know, in my jewelry box. My husband bought it to go along with my phone and all this kind of stuff, and I finally decided to plug it in because I finally decided to get really serious about, you know, my path on health and wellness. But I had to, that light bulb had to come on for myself. I do a lot of traveling, I do a lot of teaching and speaking, so therefore it's very, very hard to, you know, maintain some type of regimen. But I had to learn, without me, I'm not able to do all of this stuff. I'm not able to show up for you guys. I'm not able to do the coaching that I need to do for my clients. I'm not able to you know, show up for my kids the way I need to show up. I'm not able to show up for God the way he needs me to show up, right? Because he gave me this ministry to give to you guys, right? So I had to realize, Gail, you can't keep operating from an empty cup. So I needed to learn to fill my cup first. And I needed to learn Gail from the inside out, and I need to take care of Gail. So self-love and self-care. And I quit looking in the mirror, worrying about what you know, what I seen. I started saying, you know what, Gail, dress the size that you are, which is a size 12. You can go down to a size 10 or an 8 as long as you eat right, you get moving, and all of those different things, right? So wherever you are, learn to love yourself from the inside out, because you are created in the image of Almighty God, and he loves you, okay? And just make sure that you quit putting so much on your plate that you're running on an empty cup, because I understand what that looks like, right? Number 3. This is something that's very, very hard for us to do, but it's just, I just got a relaxer and my hair is just acting a fool. And I just want y'all to know that. So anyway, I got distracted with my hair, but anyway, the third thing is you allow your husband to be the head of your household. A forward-thinking wife allows her husband to be the head of our household, not because he deserves it, not because he's so great, not because of any of those things. It's because that's the way God designed our marriages, right? And I understand that sometimes they're not leading, they don't deserve to lead, they have made poor decisions, they have they're just a bump on the law. I get that. But he is still the head of your household. And I can honestly tell you, if you switch the way you're thinking and you begin to treat him and give him the position that you feel he don't even rightfully deserve, because that's what God said that he is, things will begin to change. It's that additive. You need to call those things as though they are before you see them. That's what you need to do if you're dealing with a man that is not prepared or has never or has made bad decisions and you haven't allowed him to lead. Because if as a forward-thinking wife, our job is to really help build our husbands up. They face so much in this world today. They really do. And they have been taught to be numb to the basic things, because as children they're taught to suck it up, be a man, don't cry, you know, all of those things, right? And then when they get out in the world and they have all of these things going on, if they don't have a safe place, a place where they can be vulnerable and they feel like they're at least a leader in their household, then where else do they end up, right? We want them to lead, right? But then we take the reins away from them. And I am so guilty of that, right? And so a forward-thinking wife that really wants her household in order and have her house run the way God intended it for it to run, right? You have to allow your husband to lead. And see, I used to cut up and act a fool with Gail, but I learned that when I closed my mouth and I had my conversations with God, he began to move things around. He